Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can change the column visibility for a navigation split view. Now for this there are four different options. There is automatic, which allows the system to take into account the size of the window, the device, the the orientation, stuff like that, to decide what the visibility should be. Second is double column, which will display the content and detail columns but hide the sidebar. The next one is detail only, and as the name suggests, that will only show the detail view. And then finally we have all. Now all, again as the name suggests, will display all the columns in your split view, your navigation split view. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we want to do is we want to have some state. Now this state is going to store a navigation split view visibility object, and we're going to set it to all by default, but we're going to have some buttons in the toolbar that will allow us to toggle between each visibility mode so you can see what they look like. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to run the application to see what we're working with initially. All right, so here we are. When the application first runs, we have a sidebar, a content, and a detail view. In the sidebar, we have a list with one navigation link labeled contacts with an SF symbol to go along with it. In the content view, we have a text view with the font set to the system title font. And then we have its foreground style set to secondary. This text is pretty much just telling us that there's no content to display at the moment. And then the same story for the detail view. It uses the same font and the same color for the foreground. And then it basically just says, hey, there's no details to show right now. All right, if we go into the sidebar and we select our navigation link in the content view now, we get a list of names. And when we select a name in the detail view, we get a form that contains 3 text views. One for the first name, one for the middle initial, and then another for the last name. And that's pretty much what we're working with right now. Now back in Xcode, what we want to do is above our body for our content view, our root view here, we will say at state private var. We'll call this visibility. And we'll set this equal to navigation split view visibility dot all. Okay, that's not at all what I wanted. Vis visibility dot all. There we go. All right. So now that we have all, we need to add a parameter to our navigation split view. So right now we have our sidebar, our content, and our detail parameters with their closures for their separate views. However, the first parameter when working with column visibility has to be a binding to that visibility. So before our sidebar, we're going to say column visibility colon $visibility, and then add a comment there, and there we go. But we're not quite done. We need to add buttons to toggle between the different states. So let's go ahead and go. All right, there we go. The toolbar is right here. We'll say button automatic, and we'll say visibility equals dot automatic button double column visibility dot or visibility equals dot double column button detail only visibility equals dot detail only, and then finally button all columns visibility dot or equals visibility equals dot all. There we go. So now when we run our code, we get a successful build. And here is our application. Let's go into the toolbar. And we have a couple items in the toolbar. First is the button to hide the sidebar. Right, so we can toggle that. And so we can toggle that, do everything we want to do there. But let's say automatic and hit the button. But now that it's on automatic, the navigation split view decided, okay, let's just hide the sidebar and only show the content in detail. So, okay. Just to make sure that, just so we know exactly what's happening here, we are going to show the sidebar, and we will say automatic, and you can see it goes and hides it, right? What about double column? So let's show our sidebar. We'll hit double column, and now again the sidebar goes away. And it only shows the content and detail, exactly what we wanted. Let's show the sidebar again. We'll say detail only. Now, detail only, let's make sure that we actually did do that. Okay, so yeah, When we do detail only, so let's try that again here. What should happen is the detail view should appear, right? Should be the only column that shows up. However, on macOS, that doesn't exactly happen like we want it to, right? So keep that in mind. Let's say double column. And then we will click all columns. Well, now all 3 columns are showing, right? So that is macOS. Let's run this in the simulator. So we will go to the toolbar here. And I'm going to go to my run destinations here. Let's use the iPad Pro here. So save and run. All right. It's got to load, of course. All right, so here we are. The app hasn't loaded quite yet. At least not that the app hasn't completely loaded yet, at least not as far as I'm aware. Okay. So here we are. So let's go into the sidebar. What should happen, of course, the simulator is not going to cooperate with me, but run this in the simulator or something similar that you've done following this video. Run it in the simulator and hit the buttons in the sidebar, or in the toolbar rather. And you will have an easier time than me. But with that being said, that pretty much does it for this video on how we can change the column visibility of a navigation split view. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.